I never imagined I'd star in a viral neighborhood drama, but when you cross a power-hungry HOA president, anything's possible. Let me tell you about the day Lorraine Mitchell, known in Cedar Grove Estates, Virginia, as the ultimate Karen, made the worst mistake of her HOA reign. It was a warm Saturday afternoon, and I stood on the public sidewalk outside our community clubhouse, phone steady in hand, hoping to record a civil conversation. Lorraine stormed toward me, her sleek brunette bob bouncing with each furious step, designer sunglasses perched atop her head despite the overcast sky. "Stop filming me now," she snapped, her voice sharp enough to slice through steel. "It's against HOA policy and illegal." Staying calm, I knew my rights. "Actually, Lorraine, we're on public property, and I'm legally allowed to record this," I replied, keeping my cool as her face reddened. What happened next stunned even the small crowd of neighbors watching. Lorraine lunged, smacking my phone from my hand, sending it crashing to the concrete with a gut-wrenching crack. Gasps rippled through the onlookers as Lorraine loomed over my shattered phone, a triumphant smirk spreading. "I told you it was illegal," she said, her smug satisfaction boiling my blood. Unbeknownst to her, Mrs. Alvarez across the street had filmed the whole thing, and another neighbor was already calling 911. This clash had been brewing for months. It started with my third violation notice in 2 weeks, this time for my kids drawing hopscotch patterns with sidewalk chalk on our driveway. Lorraine's handwritten note called it unauthorized driveway defacement, with a $50 fine. The prior violations were just as absurd: a garden hose improperly coiled and a basketball hoop 2 inches too tall. I'd lived in Cedar Grove for 5 years, watching Lorraine morph from an overzealous board member into a dictatorial HOA president. She conducted surprise inspections, snapped photos of homes without consent, and measured grass with a ruler. Most neighbors paid fines to avoid her wrath, but when my 7-year-old daughter cried over her illegal rainbow chalk drawings, I'd had enough. Before confronting Lorraine, I did my homework. I studied the HOA bylaws, consulted a lawyer friend, and confirmed that filming in public was legal and many of Lorraine's violations weren't in the rules. I decided to attend the monthly open office hours at the clubhouse, phone recording to document everything. That Saturday, Lorraine sat behind the reception desk like a monarch. Spotting me, her eyes narrowed. "Mr. Bennett," she said icily, "got your checkbook for those violations?" I set my phone on the counter, record button visible. "Actually, Lorraine, I'd like to discuss these violations. The bylaws don't ban sidewalk chalk on private driveways." Her demeanor shifted. "Are you recording?" she hissed, shoving her chair back. "You can't record me without permission." I calmly reiterated we were in a public space and recording was legal. "I'm just documenting to avoid confusion," I said. Lorraine's voice escalated, threatening fines for harassing an HOA official and privacy violations. Other residents slipped out, but a few lingered, some pulling out their phones. I stayed steady, refusing to match her venom. "I'm asking you to leave now," Lorraine demanded, pointing to the door. I stepped back, still filming. "I'm here during office hours to discuss legitimate concerns. We can continue outside if you prefer." I walked to the sidewalk to de-escalate, but Lorraine followed, her rage intensifying. "You've been trouble since you moved here," she spat, jabbing a finger near my face. "Always questioning rules, undermining my authority. Do you know how hard I work to keep this neighborhood pristine?" Her shouts drew more neighbors, watching the spectacle. I kept my phone steady, capturing it all. "Lorraine, I respect the HOA's work, but these violations seem arbitrary and aren't in the bylaws. I'm asking for fair enforcement of the rules we agreed to." That's when she lost it. With a frustrated shriek, Lorraine swung, knocking my phone to the pavement. The screen's crack silenced the crowd. "There, no more illegal surveillance," she crowed. Neighbors murmured in shock. Mrs. Alvarez shouted, "I got it all on video, Mark." Another neighbor, phone to ear, said, "Yes, officer, I'm reporting an assault and property damage at Cedar Grove Estates Clubhouse." Lorraine's triumph turned to confusion. Assault? That's ridiculous. He was harassing me, filming without consent. She insisted, seeking allies who didn't materialize. I retrieved my phone, its spiderweb screen still recording. Lorraine, you just committed assault and property damage in front of witnesses, I said quietly. That's illegal, unlike public filming. Police arrived swiftly, a male and female officer approaching cautiously. Lorraine switched to a syrupy victim act. Officers, thank goodness you're here, she cooed. This man's been harassing me, filming without permission, causing a disturbance. The male officer turned to me. Sir, what happened? I began, but Lorraine interrupted. The female officer cut in. Ma'am, let him speak. You'll get your turn. I explained calmly, showing my broken phone and noting witnesses' recordings. Mrs. Alvarez offered her video. I recorded it from across the street. She hid his phone unprovoked. Neighbors nodded, some sharing their footage. The officers reviewed the videos, asked questions, and exchanged a look. The female officer faced Lorraine. Ma'am, based on evidence and statements, we're arresting you for assault and destruction of property. Lorraine's confidence shattered. What? This is outrageous. I'm the HOA president. You can't arrest me for defending myself, she protested as her rights were read. Ma'am, the videos show you striking Mr. Bennett's property. Being HOA president doesn't exempt you from the law, the male officer said, as his partner cuffed her. Neighbors watched, stunned, as Lorraine Mitchell, who'd terrorized Cedar Grove Estates with her clipboard and fines, was led to a cruiser in handcuffs. Her face mixed disbelief and fury. This isn't over, Bennett, she yelled as they seated her. The board will fine you for every bylaw. The door shut, silencing her threats. I stood, holding my broken phone, feeling vindication and disbelief. The fallout was swift. Lorraine was charged with misdemeanor assault and property damage, spending 4 hours in a holding cell before posting bail. 3 days later, an emergency HOA meeting suspended her pending her case. The videos spread across neighborhood social media, and residents I'd never met shared their own Lorraine horror stories. At her court hearing 2 weeks later, she claimed she felt threatened by my recording. The judge wasn't swayed, especially after seeing multiple video angles. Ms. Mitchell, filming in public while you're an official is legal and doesn't justify your actions, he said sternly. Assault and property damage, however, are crimes. Lorraine got 6 months probation, $850 restitution for my phone, and a $1,200 fine for assault. The real blow came at the next community meeting, where she was permanently ousted from the HOA board by a near-unanimous vote. As the verdict landed, Lorraine's face twisted in shock. "This is my neighborhood," she gasped, voice breaking. "I gave everything to this community." The gavel fell, ending her reign. Cedar Grove Estates transformed. A new board revised the bylaws, scrapping petty rules like chalk bans. Neighbors, once silenced, spoke freely, and the clubhouse became a true community hub. Lorraine moved away, her reputation in tatters, unable to face the community she'd ruled. I replaced my phone, but the real victory was my daughter drawing chalk rainbows again, fearless. Lorraine's meltdown, caught on video, didn't just end her tyranny, it rebuilt our neighborhood stronger, proving one person's stand can topple a bully and restore a community's heart.